When the rest of the world is still asleep, Shohei Ohtani's day has already begun. There are no roaring crowds, no television cameras, no reporters waiting outside, just a silent baseball field, and one man who makes the same promise to himself every single morning. Today, I'll be better than I was yesterday. People see his towering home runs. They see his blazing fastball succeeding 100 miles per hour. They see the records, the trophies, the historic achievements, but very few ever see the sacrifices that transformed Shohei Ohtani into the most dangerous two-way superstar in baseball history. Every morning, long before the alarm even needs to ring, Ohtani is already awake.
Why?
Because champions aren't made only on game day. They're built every single day, before the sun rises. While most people are still fast asleep, Shohei is already on his way to the training facility. Quiet streets, cool morning air, and only one thought running through his mind: improve. No loud music, no showing off, no social media cameras, just pure discipline. The moment he arrives at the training ground, he begins with an extensive stretching routine. Every muscle is carefully warmed up, because he understands one simple truth: a single injury can destroy an entire season. But that's only the beginning. The real challenge is still waiting. For the next 2 hours, Shohei Ohtani pushes his body beyond the limits, where most professional players would stop. And that's exactly what separates him from everyone else. The routine that turned him not only into Japan's greatest baseball icon, but into one of the most feared athletes in the entire baseball world. But the real question is, what kind of training does Shohei Ohtani do that even other MLB superstars struggle to copy? The answer will surprise you. The morning sun is only beginning to rise, but Shohei Ohtani's training session is already running at full intensity. No easy workouts, no shortcuts. Every movement has a purpose. He starts with speed and mobility. Short, explosive sprints. Sometimes 10 meters, sometimes 20, then suddenly changing direction in an instant.
Why?
Because baseball isn't just a game of strength. It's a game of reaction. A single second of hesitation can cost you the entire game. After sprint training, it's time for the weight room. But even here, Shohei trains differently from everyone else. He isn't focused on lifting the heaviest weights. His goal is something far more important:
Power.
balance, and explosive athleticism. Medicine ball throws, single leg squats, core strengthening exercises, resistance band drills. Every workout is carefully designed to make him a better hitter and a better pitcher. But even after leaving the gym, his work is far from over. Now it's time for the batting cage. The pitching machine fires baseball after baseball. One pitch, another, then another. After every swing, Shohei carefully feels his timing. Sometimes his coach adjusts his grip. Other times, they change nothing more than the position of one foot. Because for him, a difference of just 1 inch can be the difference between a home run and a missed opportunity. But the hardest part is still ahead. Immediately after batting practice, Shohei walks toward the pitching mound. Here, he isn't just expected to be an elite hitter. He must also perform like one of baseball's best pitchers. Every throw is carefully counted. Every fastball is measured for velocity. Every slider, every splitter, is analyzed in detail. The coaching staff studies the data on their tablets. Every release point, every arm angle, every spin rate. Because Shohei understands one simple truth: one small improvement today could become a historic record tomorrow. But even after hours of intense training, his day still isn't over. In fact, the real secret is only beginning. The world sees his workouts, but very few people ever see his recovery routine. And that is what truly separates him from everyone else. Because hidden inside that recovery process lies the real secret behind Shohei Ohtani's seemingly superhuman stamina. The training session is over, but Shohei Ohtani's work is far from finished. This is the moment when most players head home, but Shohei moves on to the part of his routine that very few people ever get to see: recovery. And perhaps this is his greatest strength of all. After an intense workout, his first priority is preparing his body for the next challenge. Ice baths, stretching, deep tissue massage, foam rolling, and mobility exercises. Every step is carefully planned, because Shohei understands one simple truth: a tired body can never become a champion. Once his recovery is complete, it's time for nutrition. While many people are enjoying fast food or sugary drinks, Shohei's plate looks very different. High-quality protein, fresh vegetables,
Rice.
healthy carbohydrates, and constant hydration. Every meal has a purpose:
To fuel his body.
to accelerate muscle recovery, and to prepare for the next training session. But food alone isn't the secret behind his success. His mind trains just as hard as his body. In the evening, Shohei often sits down to review footage from his practice sessions. He watches every swing in slow motion. He studies every pitch. He analyzes every decision. What did he do right? Where could he improve? Even the smallest mistake becomes another lesson, because in Shohei's eyes, a perfect player isn't someone who never makes mistakes. A perfect player is someone who never stops learning from them. As night begins to fall, his discipline remains unshakable. No late-night parties, no unnecessary distractions, no compromises. For Shohei, quality sleep is just as important as training itself, because he knows tomorrow's performance begins with tonight's recovery. This daily routine didn't just make him a great hitter. It also transformed him into one of baseball's elite pitchers. And that's why there is only one name that stands apart from the rest of the baseball world: Shohei Ohtani. But one question still remains. With such an intense routine, how does Shohei never lose his motivation? How does that fire inside him continue to burn day after day, year after year? The same fire that turned him into the most unique two-way superstar in baseball history. The answer lies hidden within one of the most emotional moments of his life. Every morning, every workout, every swing, every pitch, none of it was just training. It was a mission. Shohei Ohtani's mission. A mission to become the greatest two-way player in the history of baseball. But his greatest strength isn't his muscles. It isn't even his extraordinary talent. His greatest strength is consistency. The kind of consistency that never changes. Whether it's raining or sunny, whether he wins or loses, whether he's recovering from an injury, or performing at his absolute best. That's why coaches often say, Shohei doesn't become a champion on game day. He lives like a champion every single day. Even his teammates are often amazed, because when official practice is over, Shohei usually stays behind, sometimes for extra batting practice, sometimes to refine his pitching mechanics, sometimes simply to improve his footwork, because to him, every small improvement today could become tomorrow's historic achievement. And perhaps that's why, when the world watches his home runs, they only see one swing. But behind that single swing are thousands of hours of relentless work. When people see his 100-plus mile-per-hour fastballs, they only see one pitch. But behind that one pitch are countless early mornings, endless workouts, and unimaginable sacrifices. It is this discipline that transformed Shohei Ohtani not only into Japan's baseball hero, but into an inspiration for the entire baseball world. His story teaches us one powerful lesson. Talent may give you a beginning, but discipline and consistency are what turn you into a legend. If you continue working toward your goals every single day, today's small progress can become tomorrow's greatest success. Shohei Ohtani's life is living proof of that. And perhaps that's why, whenever he steps onto a baseball field, it isn't just a player walking onto the diamond. It's a mindset that refuses to surrender. So, if today's story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to Japan Baseball Stories, because on day 17, we'll bring you another incredible baseball story, one you won't want to miss.